Hello, and welcome to the Bronx Movie Club. I am your host, Justin McCalla. If you're watching this, that means that you're most likely a movie fan like myself. In the Bronx, that may not be the easiest thing to be. We only have 2 movie theaters, so if you're looking for something other than blockbusters and popular movies, we gotta go down to Manhattan to see them. That's just the way it is. I can't really complain about it, but I would like this show to not only discuss the big movies that are out now and are set to be released soon, but also the older, foreign, and more unknown movies as well that we wouldn't be able to see in the Bronx. I don't really have a set structure for this show as of yet, but the goal of this show is to have fun, talk about movies, comics, television, and other things that I enjoy with my friends and guest hosts as the season goes on. So you guys can look forward to movie reviews and our takes on the new movie news as well. But this show would be nothing without my viewers, so if you have ideas for the show, do not hesitate to email us and let us know what you want to see. So now that all that's out of the way, enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to the Bronx Movie Club. I am your host, Justin McCalla. It's 2019, so I figured that it's about time that I talk about my most anticipated movies of the year, even though we're already in February as I'm recording this. Let's start with the month of April. For the month of April, we have Shazam, DC's newest film featuring a superhero who has the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. All that spells Shazam. Young Billy Batson is a 14-year-old kid given superpowers by a wizard played by Djimon Hounsou. Zachary Levi plays Shazam. Mark Strong plays the villain, Dr. Thaddeus Sivana. It comes out in theaters April 5th. Early reviews for Shazam so far have been excellent, with over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's looking like to be one of the best reviewed DC films to come out so far.
Gentlemen! You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed.
Hellboy. Mike Mignola's beloved comic book character is getting a reboot. It stars David Harbour as Hellboy. In this film, Hellboy battles an ancient sorceress played by Mila Jovovich, bent on revenge, and it comes out in theaters April 12th.
Be my king. We belong together, you and I.
We do, but this is not gonna work, you know, because I'm a Capricorn and you're fucking nuts!
Avengers Endgame, possibly the most anticipated movie of the year, despite the fact that no one really knows what it's about. It supposedly takes place right after the end of Avengers Infinity War, where the universe is in ruins, and it's up to the Avengers to reassemble and undo Thanos' actions to restore order to the universe.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
We will. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So the directors of the film, the Russo brothers, they promised a film the likes of which none of us have ever seen before, and after watching Infinity War, I believe them. It comes out in theaters April 26th. Next up is The Best of Enemies. Taraji P. Henson plays civil rights activist Ann Atwater, and the film is about her real-life clash with Claiborne Paul Ellis, played by Sam Rockwell, who is the Cyclops of the KKK in 1971 North Carolina. They battle over school integration in North Carolina.
Last night, an electrical fire destroyed East End Elementary School.
Mama, where are we gonna go to school now?
Mama gonna find you somewhere real nice to go.
Not gonna have black kids going to temp school.
Oh, come on. They're gonna put them somewhere.
It plays in theaters April 5th. So High Life stars Robert Pattinson, Juliette Binoche, and Andre Benjamin, also known as Andre 3000. IMDb says that this is a story about a father and his daughter struggling to survive in deep space where they live in isolation. I've read from another source that it's about a convict sent on a dangerous space mission near a black hole. So either way, it sounds cool as heck.
We were scum. Trash. Refuse that didn't fit into the system. Until someone had the bright idea of recycling us to serve science.
I'll be interested in that. It comes out in theaters April 12th. Under the Silver Lake stars Andrew Garfield and Riley Keough. It's about a young man who meets and befriends a mysterious woman who vanishes the next morning. The more he digs in to find out who she is and what happened to her, the deeper he gets into a wild conspiracy. The trailer for this looks wild. The story seems to start off real small and expand into something completely crazy. I look forward to catching it this April 19th.
Welcome to Purgatory.
Good to be here. You're living in a carnival, hoping to win a prize. What are you gonna win?
Under the Silver Lake.
Unicorn Store is a 2017 comedy starring, directed, and co-produced by Brie Larson. It's about a failed artist who's forced to get a regular job and move back in with her parents until she's given the opportunity to buy what she's always wanted since she was a child, a unicorn. This film stars Samuel L. Jackson, Joan Cusack, and Karen Sony. This is the third movie this year that stars Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson and produced by Kevin Feige in the same year, but it's the only one that does not involve flying around in tights. So, next up is May. Now, for the month of May, the most anticipated film that I have for that month is John Wick Volume 3, Parabellum. This takes place right after the events of the second volume. In this, it's now open season on John, and the entire world of assassins are after him for a multi-million-dollar bounty. This film is going to star Keanu Reeves and Halle Berry, and it comes to theaters May 17th. If someone were to tell me 6 months ago that I would be anticipating a movie with Pikachu in it, I would think you were crazy. But here we are. Ryan Reynolds plays Pikachu, a Pokemon who wants to become a detective in a world where Pokemon regularly walk among us in everyday life.
All right, here it is. Harry faked his own death. Or somebody else faked Harry's death. Or Harry faked somebody else's death. That last one doesn't work at all.
It's playing in theaters on May 10th. The Hustle. Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson team up in a remake of the classic comedy Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. The two play scam artists. One is a high-class scam artist and the other is low-class. But they work together to take down the men who have wronged them. That movie comes out on May 10th. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. In this sequel to the 2014 film Godzilla and 2017's Kong Skull Island, Godzilla faces off against Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, with humanity left to watch powerless as the most powerful monsters on Earth tear their world apart. As a Godzilla fan, this trailer gives me shivers and became one of the most anticipated movies of the year. It comes out May 31st. Aladdin. Will Smith takes over as the new genie in Guy Ritchie's live-action version of Disney's 1992 animated film. It stars Mena Massoud as Aladdin and Naomi Scott as Jasmine. It's going to be playing in theaters on May 24th. Brightburn. So we all know We all know the origin story of Superman. He crash lands into a small town, a childless couple takes him in and raises him up, and eventually he evolves into a superhero. So now, what if Superman was an evil, murderous kid? This is the premise of the new thriller produced by James Gunn and written by Brian and Mark Gunn. It comes out in theaters on May 29th. Rocket Man. Taron Egerton plays Elton John in a musical fantasy about his breakthrough years. That'll be released on May 31st.
So how does a fat boy from nowhere get to be a soul man?
Gotta kill the person you were born to be in order to become the person you want to be.
I'm thinking of changing my name to Elton. But that's my name. Yeah, I know.
Hello everybody, my name is Justin McCalla again. I'm back with a review for Operation Finale, directed by Chris Weitz, starring Oscar Isaac, Sarah Benning Kingsley. I'm gonna get into a little bit about who directed. Chris Weitz, like, the name didn't ring a bell in my mind, but I didn't realize he's the brother of Paul Weitz, who directed American Pie. And he also just happened to co-direct American Pie as well. So you're watching like a heavy drama directed by the guy who did American Pie. So he's also known for Golden Compass, Twilight, New Moon, About a Boy, Down to Earth. So like a lot of movies that you wouldn't necessarily think of as like a serious drama really, but he wrote Rogue One, he wrote A Mountain Between Us, Nutty Professor Part 2, so he's very eclectic as well. So that doesn't particularly show in this movie, so it just kind of shows that you can be skilled at many genres and still be good at all of them and not have to mix and be awkward about it. So obviously Oscar Isaacs plays Peter Malkin. He's best known for being Poe Dameron in the Star Wars movies. Sarah Benning Kingsley. Hey, listen, he's most known for Gandhi, but you know, younger people may know him from Iron Man 3 as the Mandarin. He was also in Setsy Beast, you know, which my generation may know him best for, but other stuff, Schindler's List. So let's get on to what the movie's about. The movie's about the 1960s abduction, I guess you can say, of Adolf Eichmann, who is basically the architect of the final solution back in World War II when Hitler and the Nazis were getting rid of Jews, you know, throughout Germany. This was Eichmann's plan to move them to different concentration camps and to liquidate them when the time came. So after the war, Eichmann found his way down to Buenos Aires and stayed there under an assumed name. One woman ended up meeting his son in a movie theater, and once she found out, because she was Jewish, she found out that her father was who he was. She contacts Israeli government, and they make a secret Mossad. They make a secret Mossad operation to get him out, take him to Israel, and have him stand trial. What makes this movie interesting, though, is just that, you know, it's like, I've kind of seen this movie as, what if Black Klansmen, everyone on that police force and Black Klansmen were black? And that would probably be what Operation Finale would be. So you have all these Jewish people who have direct knowledge and contact of the Holocaust. They have parents who died. They themselves were probably taken somewhere. Some of them have the tattoos in their arm and things like that. And they're out to capture alive the guy who made all that happen. So there's drama in that, and everyone wants to kill the person. Everyone wants this to be the one to kill the guy, but their job is to take him alive. So I felt that very interesting. So I kind of imagined, what if a whole bunch of, you know, black police officers, you know, went and met these KKK people and, you know, had to treat them fairly and things like that. It's just kind of like I felt similarities between the two. Not only similarities between that, but there's also similarities between the two movies, as in there is this almost surreal speech given by a Nazi in Buenos Aires during the film. So as I said, the woman who meets Eichmann's son, he invites her to this Nazi gathering, and even though she's Catholic, but she's secretly Jewish, so she goes anyway. Everyone's giving the Nazi salute and going crazy and totally freaking her out. It was very surreal. It kind of reminded me of the KKK meeting at the end of Black Klansman as well. So I just saw a little bit of similarity with that. Spoke about Oscar Isaac, who played Poe Dameron, Sir Ben Kingsley, who played pretty much anything, especially, but he's best known for Gandhi, best known for Sexy Beast as well. Matthew Orton wrote this film, and really, it's basically, from what I've been looking up, Matthew Orton, it's his first produced film that he written. He has movies Battle of Britain and The Reason of State coming out soon, but neither one of them are anywhere near production. So this is really his first film. Another one I found interesting, the one woman in the crew, the doctor, who's assigned to make the special cocktail to make sure that Eichmann is drugged up enough so that they can smuggle him out of smuggle him out of Buenos Aires. The actor's name is Melanie Laurent. She's a French actress, but Americans, probably more than likely, Americans would only know her for her role as Shosanna in like Inglourious Bastards. She's the woman who she was the young girl at the beginning of Inglourious Bastards who grew up to be obviously Melanie Laurent. So that's who she is. Also, if any of you guys have been to France and watched The Simpsons, she is the voice of Lisa in The Simpsons in France. So the more I talk, the more I realize I'm gonna have to edit half of this stuff. So I will say that if you're interested in a drama, if you're interested in actual live events, this is a movie that would I would recommend for you. If I have to give it something out of 4 stars, I would give it 3 stars. That's a solid 3-star movie. Like, it's a kind of movie that we may forget next year, but as of now, it's not a bad movie. I can't say I enjoyed it because it's very it gets intense a little bit, especially when you go into the backgrounds of the different people, the agents who are assigned to take them out, because they all give kind of stories on who's left, like their family who got killed, they're the only one who survived, or the reason why Oscar Isaac's character has the feelings he has, and at the same time he's being manipulated psychologically by Eichmann, and they go through that kind of back and forth mental cat and mouse game. So yeah, it was definitely well acted. You have great actors in here. Definitely no slouches. The writing was on point. No wasted words, no filler, which is something that I always recommend. I guess next time, I will see you guys later with another movie. And hopefully I can talk more pretty next time. Bye-bye. For the month of June, we got Dark Phoenix. This is yet another X-Men film that tries to describe the Dark Phoenix saga from the comic books. Jean Grey is a very powerful psychic mutant. She's so powerful that Professor X puts blocks in her brain to prevent her from using her powers. She is also so powerful that she managed to attract a godlike force in the universe named the Phoenix. Jean Grey becomes possessed by the Phoenix during a space rescue mission by the X-Men. From then on, the group becomes split on how to handle her. Now, this film has been pushed back and delayed a couple of times in the past year. Reports of test audiences not liking the film at all. Any news that have come out about this film has been bad in general. But I'm still anticipating this movie because I just gotta see how bad this movie is actually gonna get. It's gonna be released on June 7th. Secret Life of Pets Part 2. I loved the first Secret Life of Pets movie. I thought it was funny, it was clever, and as a former cat owner and a current dog owner, I can totally imagine my dog running around the apartment like this when I'm not looking. Disney hasn't actually released a synopsis for this movie yet, but I'm sure it'll be more of the same kind of fun that these pets had in the last film.
That was weird. Oh, sister, it's gonna get way weirder.
It's gonna star Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. It'll be released June 7th. MIB International. This is the 4th film in the Men in Black series. It's also a semi-reboot of the franchise. It stars Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson as the two men in black saving the Earth from the scum of the universe. In this film, they take on a mole in their organization. This film also stars Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson. It comes out on June 14th. Now, for the month of July, the most anticipated of the month being Spider-Man Far From Home. This is the first MCU film after the Avengers Endgame, and it will be the first film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4. This is also the second Spider-Man sequel under the MCU. According to the trailer, Spider-Man is recruited on a school trip to Europe by Nick Fury, possibly to fight the Elementals and Mysterio. Not many details are available outside of what's in the trailer, so I guess we'll have to see what it's really about on July 5th. It's going to star Samuel Jackson, Michael Keaton, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Tom Holland. Stuber, an action comedy that's probably going to fly under the radar for everybody. It's about an Uber driver on a wild night when he picks up a cop who's hot on the trail of a killer. Dave Bautista plays the cop. I'm assuming Kumail Nanjiani plays the cab driver, even though that sounds a little bit stereotypical. But what put this movie on my radar was that it also stars Iko Uwais, the star of The Raid 2, The Night Comes For Us, and he was the only good reason to watch Mile 22. So this movie is definitely going to have at least one very good action scene in this movie. It comes out on July 12th. The second live-action Disney remake of one of their animated musicals this year alone. This one is the story of a young lion named Simba who is cast out in the wilderness after his father is killed by his uncle Scar. Years later, Simba returns to claim the throne. This movie stars Chiwetel Ejiofor, J.D. McCrary, Keegan-Michael Key, Beyonce, and Alfre Woodard. The film comes out on July 19th. 17 Bridges is about a disgraced NYPD detective given a shot at redemption. He's on the hunt for a cop killer, and during this time he finds a larger conspiracy of dirty cops who are out to get him. All the while, the borough of Manhattan is locked down during the manhunt. The title refers to the 17 bridges that go in and out of Manhattan that are locked down during the course of this movie. This film stars Chadwick Boseman, Keith David, and J.K. Simmons. It'll be released July 12th. Avengers Endgame isn't the only film starring Chadwick Boseman and produced by the Russo brothers. We also have 17 Bridges, which I've just found out has been renamed 21 Bridges, for whatever reason. The film used to be called 17 Bridges, but inexplicably it has been changed to 21 Bridges. So 21 Bridges will be released July 12th.
My hands are registered as lethal weapons. We get into a fight, I accidentally kill you. I go to jail.
Anybody accidentally kills anybody in a fight, they go to jail. It's called manslaughter.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is Quentin Tarantino's new film set in Hollywood during the time of the Manson murders on August 8th and 9th of 1969. There isn't much other information about the film just yet, but it will star Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, James Marsden, and the late Burt Reynolds and Luke Perry.
Explain to the audience exactly what it is a stunt double does.
Actors are required to do a lot of dangerous stuff. Cliff here is meant to help carry the load.
Is that how you describe your job, Cliff?
What, carrying his load? Yeah, it's about right.
It'll be released on July 26th. And now for the month of August, we have Angel Has Fallen. In 2013's Olympus Has Fallen, secret agent Mike Banning protected the president after terrorists took over the White House. In 2016's London Has Fallen, he did the same thing during a terror attack in London. So now he will do the exact same thing during a terror attack on Air Force One. This is getting a little bit old, but I guess this kind of thing goes with the territory of having a black president of the United States. Everyone is after you. This movie will once again star Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman. It'll be released the day before my birthday, August 23rd. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. This is a spin-off film of the blockbuster Fast and Furious series, starring two of the hottest stars of the franchise.
Luke Hobbs. I'm what you call an ice-cold can of whoop-ass.
Career lawman. Always gets his guy. We're gonna need to operate outside the system. Deckard Shaw.
I'm what you might call a champagne problem.
Rogue former MI6 agent. Doesn't play well with others. If we stand a chance against Brixton, you guys have to work together.
No way. This guy's a real ass.
This job requires stealth.
When a cybergenetically enhanced anarchist gains control of a biothreat that threatens humanity, mortal enemies Hobbs and Shaw must team up to save the world. This film stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba. It'll be released August 2nd. Boss Level. A retired Special Forces vet is trapped living the same day over and over, and it always ends with his death. This movie sounds a little bit familiar, but it'll probably be fun. The film stars Frank Grillo, Naomi Watts, and Mel Gibson. It'll be released August 16th. Now, there are other films of this year that are being released, and some people who are watching this right now may think, oh, well, you forgot this movie, you forgot that movie. But to tell you the truth, I wasn't anticipating those movies very much. So when I'm making a list about the most anticipated movies of 2019, I'm really thinking about what I'm anticipating. So don't forget, if you have other movies that you would prefer to watch this year, you can feel free to email me, tweet at me, send a picture of it on Instagram, something like that, and let me know. And we can discuss that if we want. That's the whole point. We discuss of what we want to see. Episode 9 of Star Wars is coming out by Christmas time in December. I'll watch it regardless. I've seen all the other Star Wars movies, but I'm not particularly anticipating that one. But that's about it. Once again, let me know what you think. Let me know what movies I missed. Just don't curse at me that much. Till next time, have a great one. Hello, this is Justin McCalla. I'm sitting here editing this pilot episode, and I just want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I guess if so, hit me up, email me, tweet me, however you want to get in contact with me. Let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you're looking forward to. Give me maybe some ideas from the show. That'd be good too. Can't pay you though. But yeah. Looks like it's going to be a great year. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great night. Yeah.